Hello and welcome to this video of Green Clean interviewing Urs Wirths from Nature Harmony Stations. We will be talking about Orgone energy and the weather and ways that we cleanse and purify water, creating resonance, generating clouds and more natural rain. So question one we have coming up, which is in an audio, and then it will lead into the video talk with the following questions. So stay tuned. I hope you enjoy. Thank you.
The difference between organ and orgonite is here. Organ is the kind of energy. Wilhelm Reich described it as organ, other people described it as OR, or as prana, or as ether. It's all the same. It has a pulse and the energy flows. And if it won't flow, then it's deadly organ, it's stagnation. The orgonite is a technique to build, they call it holy hand grenade or something, so bullshit. It's epoxy resin and inside is metal shavings. And after a while, the first moment it works, it attracts energy, so it releases a little bit the stagnation. And when you have it in work for a longer time, more than a week or two, then it goes in a plus polarization, so it gets in stagnation and it will hurt your body because you get faster older. But it doesn't matter if the people use such bullshit, they are not so long here. And so organ is just the energy and orgonite is the technique. The problem is with this technique, they don't release the energy, so it stays always plus polar with a polarization of plus, and this is not good. We have minus polarization for the body, like at a waterfall, the water, and that is healthy, the other one not. Thanks.
All right, so question number two. How do the devices affect the trails in the sky that everyone seems to be talking about and seeing? How exactly do they affect it? In what way do they get rid of it?
Normally, Luigi Igina, the Italian old guy who did weather work, told us from the ground up there is a minus polarity, and from the sun down is a plus polarity. And when this meets, there some material, some matter is created. And when we increase the stream with the NHS, then it can be a little transformed and it stays up. It won't come down so much. But very important is here, this between your head, your feeling and your brain. And if you are clear, what are you doing, then it will happen. Then the NHS is just a booster for this.
Okay, booster for the intention.
Yes.
All right. So does it physically break up the trails or clear them or remove them in any way?
Often people come to my house and said, I just drove and looked for the sky, for the hole. There was no chemtrails, nothing, so I find you.
Yeah, okay.
We can see it destroys everything, but you see the chemtrail flicker flying, and some minutes later it's nearly gone or it's gone. It depends what they are throwing out.
And the organ beam in particular would do this, or all of the devices?
All of the devices. The NHS3 will do it, the organ beam will do it, and the NHS2 also. I'm a fan of the NHS2 because it's very stable. You can't damage it. It always works in any time. If it's winter or summer, it's very, very stable.
Okay. Now that brings me to another question. The 2.0, some people say, why would I get the 2.0 when I can get the 3.0 and the beam? And and that does 50 Ks. So they want to know the different added benefits to the 2.0 as opposed to getting one of the other devices.
The 2.0 alone makes a bigger radius for remove the stagnation. The 50 kilometers is the activation where the rain comes, then or where the soft rain comes. And the center is bigger from the 50 kilometers to the NHS2 than the 3.0. The 3.0 has other things which are good. You can work on the body to increase your energy and make lotions with this, with information.
Okay, yeah, great. Okay, understood. Now, question number 3. How do the devices help flooding? So, for example, on the radar, if there's a big storm coming and the news is saying, oh, there's going to be flooding, and you have some NHS devices in your backyard, from my experience, I've seen the mitigation of the flooding. I see the storm die down and lose intensity. Could you explain to the people the benefits of having an NHS when it is torrential rain or flooding?
Well, what is the reason of flooding? The reason is always, first you have stagnation, and when the stagnation gets bigger and bigger and bigger, the pressure gets higher, and then it comes down like a shitstorm, and you have hail and everything. If you have no stagnation, it's just in flow, and it flows over you. We have done this all over the world in Mali, and they had no rain. Now they have soft rain. And this month, or beginning of next month, the rain season will start. And normally it starts in June. It's absolutely different. And when you have a lot of wind power plants, a lot of solar energy systems, then that heats up the atmosphere, and the other one, the infrawaves, destroys the forest. Then the metabolism of the trees goes down. Then it causes stagnation, and the stagnation, you see it when you come. Like if you come in a room and you feel like this, that is stagnation, and it could be also outside. And when you look far on the sky, then you see sometimes it gets dark or it gets brown. That is a door, then the orgone stagnation. And when this stagnation breaks off with rain, then it comes like flooding. But when it's still a lot of systems standing, it's a lot of little forests, it moves and moves and moves, and so you don't have stagnation, and the birds coming back, and the animals.
Yeah, it seems as though that the birds are really attracted to the 2.0, especially.
Yeah, my bird attracts the others.
Okay, so can you please explain how the organ beam boosts the 2.0? And for the people, the 2.0 is the one that's in the ground with the pipe and the bucket, and it's filled with agricultural water. So can you please explain how the organ beam would boost that?
Should I show some pictures first?
Okay, please.
So let's see.
There's a bit of noise going on.
Can you see my screen?
No.
When I click on share screen, do you have to accept it?
I can't see anything for accepting here.
Okay, so wait. Let's see what happens.
So while you're doing that, Urs, I'll just tell the people that the website for Green Clean is www.nhsgreenclean.org, and here we have a lot of information about what we're talking about today, and all the information that people need to purchase the devices. And now we can see the screen that you pulled up there.
I make an overview over all devices so you see everything.
Okay.
Let's see. Do you see the little picture?
Yeah, I can see the 2.0.
That's a 2.0, the first in Perth.
Yep.
And this system, he brings me onto this screen, okay. This system is perfect for any place because it removes the stagnation and the rain will come again.
Yeah.
I go through next.
And that one is 5 kilometers to 12 kilometers for the 2.0, yeah?
Yeah, it's minimum 5, and some people have more than 12, some have fewer. It depends on how clear they are.
Yeah.
And this picture, yeah, you see in the organ beam with the 3 bamboo sticks.
Yeah.
This is creating a source in the sky that more rain comes. And on the lower part, you see the NHS3 with a big spiral on it.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next. Here you see the NHS2, and behind there's the organ beam, and they build a pyramid on it. Everybody is testing something, so enjoy the testing.
Yeah. And it's okay for people to put different crystals next to the devices, pyramids, and things like that. They can play around.
Yes, try it. Look here in the wooden stick, you see the NHS3, the little one, and the organ beam.
Yeah.
It gets bigger. Okay. Then.
So looking at that one now, the picture you just had, can you explain while we're on that the benefit of having those two as opposed to the 2.0 in the beam? Is this more for people that want a more mobile, practical, easy to use system?
You can use both, but when I go by airplane, I always use the small ones because the big one is not practical.
Yeah,
but we had them in Gobi, in the desert, and they placed it outside, and they had so much water that swim away, and the 2.0 won't swim away.
True. Yeah, it's in the ground. Yeah. Okay.
When we came in July to Mongolia, we built NHS2 and replaced them and put new organ beams on it. So I can show also some pictures, then they see it. Yeah. And let's go through the systems. That is the organ beam from upper side. The organ beam makes a big, what is this, strahl, big stream, like a light up in the sky, and you can give information up in the sky. Okay. When you put deuterium on top of the beam, then you speed up the water strings. The water strings have an end with the deuterium. And normally when you fly with a high-speed airplane, and it makes boom, boom, then these water lines crashes, and the high pressure goes down to low pressure. And so they stopped flying with the Concorde from Paris to New York, because that activated the weather.
Okay, wow. All right, so that's, we call that one here, we call that the beam booster pot, and it's got silica, salt and sugar and Agnihotra water. And for the people, this is the Agnihotra ash. And this is the kit you can buy for the Agnihotra, and you use the cow dung, the ghee, sung at sunset or sunrise, with a mantra.
Yeah. I still got a invitation in Telegram for Agnihotra group. Will be in multi-language for any people. I'll send you the information later.
Perfect.
Okay. Look, it's the same. Other stones inside, also the beam. Then this is the NHS2. You can put a glass on top with sugar water, and then you get more clouds.
Okay.
We started in Germany, and we had some hundred of these NHS outside, and we made a Telegram group for weather work, and there was a dam. In 10 years, it ran over for 3 minutes. And then we told the people, everyone puts sugar water on top of the NHS. And they did it. And after a while, the dam ran over for 10 days, and for 3 days.
Wow.
Instead of 3 minutes.
Wow, that's a lot of rain.
Then you see the NHS in winter. There's no problem.
So in Australia, we have not had a lot of snow in the mountains. Each season is pretty bad with the snow. We don't get a lot. If the areas of the snow, for example, the ski resorts had a nature harmony station with sugar water on top, this would be very good for generating snow as well.
Yes, or where it is, it generates more flow in the weather, and so you get more rain or more snow. We were last weekend in the south of Austria, and we had rain all day when we drove there, and a little snow from 4 degrees to 1 degree. And then we had people on our course. They came, they are just 200 meters higher, and said, we have 30 centimeters new snow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Excellent.
And that's the end of winter over there. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
Look, we do also spray water for creating rain. It's a stick some meters high, and we spray very fine the water. This is a bit too thick, but you see it. And you see a stick is high, and it's just from a tank, and you spray it up.
This is above the devices?
No, this is just a Swiss man, an old man, did this in Namibia for some years ago, and he created rain. You do this in the morning between 8:30 and 10. You spray a little, and then you stop. And the next day the same, the next day the same. The better is if you put a wooden stick on top with little spraying parts. So it cools the atmosphere, and after 3 to 4 days, the wind changes and the weather comes.
Wow. So there's no organ being here, it's just
nothing.
A pole with water spraying. At how high did you say?
About 5 meters.
So this is a good option for someone who can't afford a device, for example.
And when you have an NHS2, you just put a bucket on it and do this for 3 days, and at the third or fourth day, you open the bucket, and then it explodes a little. When you do water spraying like this, normally after 2 to 5 minutes, a little wind comes up.
Wow.
Yep.
And also, I noticed when installing the harmony stations in here in Australia, we noticed the wind come up pretty quickly as well.
Yes. Sometimes it rains spontaneously. Normally after 5 minutes, the wind comes up.
Yeah.
Or also when you do the water activation, the same.
Here's you.
Hallo Hubert.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Sorry,
Right.
I haven't seen the chat and the invitation, so I'm a little bit late this morning.
Okay. Yeah, they're all good. Nice to see you, Hubert.
Yes.
We've lost on my screen. We've lost Russell down the bottom. Is it possible you could? I don't know if you can change the picture screen down the bottom, or
ICC, Russell.
Yeah,
yeah, but my screen's doing the recording, so at the
Okay.
moment Russell's out of the recording. But anyway, we can still hear you, Russell.
Yep.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
There we go, yeah.
So we've got no more pictures at the moment.
Yes.
The pictures are below my screen, so if I go, it doesn't matter. We don't need the pictures anyway. So we can go back to the questions now, I guess.
Yes.
Okay. So, yeah. So you didn't quite explain how the organ beam boost. It goes up in a field like that.
It goes straight up, and
Yep.
you can put information on it, like the deuterium, and then it speeds up the weather much more. Yeah, like this.
You said the Lemurian stone.
Yeah, but you need a little. You don't need such a big one.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So this one is good to give the information of the stone.
This size will be okay.
Okay. All right.
It's just information.
Okay. All right. Now, could you please explain? There's a lot of people in the community using cloud busters, and we've heard you speak about them, saying you don't particularly like them. Do you mind sharing what they do to the environment so people can understand more why the Nature Harmony stations are better?
The difference is the Nature Harmony station makes a torus which flows permanent. And when it flows, then nothing stagnates. The chem buster, what they call, with the copper tubes and the orgonite block on the ground, at the beginning it pulls energy down and activates. But if you stay this longer, you won't get rain anymore, because it gets a plus polarization on the ground, and it sucks your clouds down, so you have no rain. That's the same like the man in Algeria with his systems, huge water buzzer and standing tubes. That won't work. I told the woman in Switzerland, she asked, what can I buy? I said, you can buy anything. What you want to have? I want to have harmony. So then you can try our system, it's cheap, or you can do anything else. And she bought another one for €5,000.
Wow.
And after some weeks, I get a new writing in Telegram, and she said they had so much hail that the whole garden was destroyed. And that night, she built a Nature Harmony station, and they had few weather forecasts where hail should come, and they had no hail anymore.
Wow.
When it's in flow, then you have no hail, but when it gets the plus polarization, then it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. That is because the blocks on the ground of the chem buster are not empty they have to release the energy, and they don't do it. So 1 or 2 weeks is okay, and then it turns. And when you have plus polarization around you, then you get faster old. And when it runs, you stay in good shape.
So the cloud buster is also not so good for your health.
What the cloud buster, which Reich defined? Well, let me see. I take a picture. Let me see. Yep. Bildschirm teilen. Da sind wir hier. The really cloudbuster is this here. Oop. Wait, I have to open this. This is wrong.
Hubert,
Yeah, okay.
we have had some good feedback on the necklaces, Hubert.
Pardon?
We have had some good feedback on the necklaces.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, people like it.
The people like it. The people feel better. The people can sleep, and the people has a lot of more energy.
Yeah, definitely. And the animals seems to heal the animals as well.
Yeah.
Look, you see the picture from the cloudbuster?
Yep, the cloudbuster.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is an original cloudbuster as Reich built it. And in Mongolia, they work with that. And we combined this, you can combine this with Nature Harmony Station and Orgone beam. And so we get huge results in the desert Gobi.
And this cloudbuster here, how many kilometers does that do?
They placed several in Mongolia with a distance from 600 kilometers.
Wow, so it's much bigger radius than the NHS devices.
You pull energy down, and then clouds will be formed.
Okay.
And when they formed, you have to go in a free place and form the next, and it gets more and more, and by the time it rains.
Okay.
But you see here in the background, there's no green, nothing. The river was 2 to 3 meters wide when they start, and when we came in August, the river was 15 meters wide, and before it was so wide that everything flows away.
Wow. Amazing results.
That was the area when they had the first rain. You see there's no green, and that's a little problem when you have animals. That was when we were in August there. You see the NHS there?
Yeah.
And here's a little Orgone beam. And our devices are so small. And then you see clouds coming up. There we refreshed everything. Let's go bigger. So, yeah.
Yeah, very nice.
And that was in 20 kilometers before. There was also no green. And the people, the native with the animals, traveled around 100 to 200 kilometers to find food. And now they work in one place.
So this picture here is the same place as you showed before, but after the rain.
That is, before it was in May, when they start. It was the driest winter ever. And the TV from the natives said there will be no rain in Australia, in Gobi this year. And we placed systems in 2 places. And the river stopped some kilometers behind. And now it goes 50 to 80 kilometers far away in the lake. And the lake was 20% full after we came in August.
Wow. Good results. Yeah.
Look, that's NHS in Brazil. The 2 women built it.
This one here looks very, very flat. Do you think there's more layers, or?
I think they used normal wool fleet, so it gets thicker. Yeah.
So you can use any type of wool. It doesn't have to be thin. It can be thick.
You can go to the barber and get the cutted hairs. It will work also.
Oh, so it doesn't have to be wool. It could be human hair.
It's wool. It's like wool. It works. This is in Indonesia.
Yep.
And this was Perth. Yeah, that we see already.
Yep. Russell's back. Okay, that's good.
Okay.
All right. So I'm almost finished the questions, and then I think Russell has some questions.
Yes.
Can you please explain to the people what exactly do the glass balls do?
Okay. I show you 2 pictures, and you know what the glass balls do.
Okay.
Wait. Is that TV one?
My understanding is that they structure and harmonize the
Yeah.
water.
Look, we go through some pictures of the water activation. Then you understand it. That is
Okay.
the most simple thing. So this is a block where we activate the water with. That was in Mali, and you can do this only if the people work together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then, let me find my.
So this one's 30-kilometer diameter.
20
and
kilometers
20
radius, or
20
40 kilometers in line.
Okay.
That's the Niger River in Mali, near Bamako, near the major city. These are the stones when we activate the water. You can use these stones with the calcite line, put them in fire, and heat them up until they are shining, and put them in cold water. Then they also have a pulse.
Okay.
These are the same. You can use them, or you can
Calcite?
use like this. You see this?
Yeah, vein stones. Yep.
Yeah. Then they are heat up and throw it in the cold water.
So they must be red, very red like that.
Yeah. And then some people put them in the NHS. See inside?
How many are people putting inside the NHS? Just one is enough?
One is enough. You can put some, but one is enough. Then you see the block. The blocks are all over the world. Here the block is thrown in where the crocodile lies in Brazil.
Wow.
I asked him how he felt when he made the photo.
Scared.
This is in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, and they have massive rain in Mecca. That's behind, inside the country.
Okay.
Here you see the glass ball in the fingers. And you see the water, and he thrown it in, and it was all green.
Algae.
Yeah, and a week later, it looks like this.
Wow. That's a good
This makes the
picture.
glass ball. Yeah, it makes more oxygen, and that you can see it. It's it's a little stupid, but it works.
So is it because when the water is harmonized or structured, it's able to work through the cleaning process after it's harmonized?
When the pulse of these glass beds the glass ball gets in, the electromagnetic wave removes, and it has a natural vibration. And the natural vibration brings up more clouds because there's a resonance from the water to the sky. And if you put some of these stones inside, and you come some days later and you see all fish swimming where the stones are. So it can't be so bad.
Yeah, I've personally seen this after I've been putting a lot of glass balls around, and I go back maybe 1 week later and there's fish everywhere.
Yeah, I show you more pictures. This is also big area activation, NHS3 and Orgone beam. Then that is the river in Mongolia, from 2 meters to 50 meters and knee deep.
Wow.
Yeah. Then you see the cloud forming after activation. This is in Kenya. And that guy activated the Lake Turkana in the north of Kenya. It's a huge lake, and the climate changes because it gets much more rain in the area, and it was a semi-desert area.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is London. This is Mali. The blocks are all over the world.
Yep.
See the guy in Mali with the glass ball?
Yeah.
This is Steve in Melbourne.
Oh,
Swimming
yeah.
out.
Yeah.
This is, you know that little thing here?
New York City.
New York City, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Oh, wow. The
Falls.
what's that
Niagara.
place?
Niagara?
Niagara Falls. Yeah. And this is in the north of Mali when one guy activated the Niger River.
Yeah.
And after that, the water level in the ground gets up after 30 years first time.
Wow. So inside, it's basically like a small version of this.
Inside it's plaster and many pulsing stones, different kinds, so it makes a natural vibration.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit. This is slightly different, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
There are more technique inside.
Yeah, more.
And here you see the children throw the stones. Whoop.
Yeah.
The children have fun and it works, so everybody can do it.
Yeah, nice.
Here are the stones what you can use.
Yeah.
I
So
just moved through the Weather Channel to find all the pictures again.
Sorry to cut you off there. Can you use quartz crystals?
You can use them on a different way. You can take an electroshocker with a spark and go over it, and then put the quartz crystal put it in a pot with Agnihotra water and cook them 20 minutes. That will work also.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah,
There you
cool.
get great results.
Yeah.
Then here you see the glass beds. It's like this here.
Yeah. So this person has many glass balls in there. Is there a reason why they've got so many there?
Some people, I sent them just, I sent more than 40 kilos to the people, and you use one glass ball for 2 to 3 kilometers.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
And some people took the photo like this. Then you see after activation, you see the cloud forming is totally different.
Yeah.
It's natural cloud forming.
The fluffy clouds.
Yeah. And here's also the NHS with the glass on top for more clouds. After activation, you see how it looks like. It's absolutely great.
Yeah.
This was in Turkey. He activated. That man has also, was heißt ein Brunnen? A hole in the ground where he got this water. And he had twice in a day a little water. Yeah. He had in the morning and in the night could put a little water out. And then he traveled around and harmonized all high voltage lines with lead balls, like on my website. And after that, he can get all day water.
Wow. Now, speaking of those balls, you taught me the other day, they're like the little sinker lead balls or the BB gun pellets, and you put them around the tower, and then also next to the tower in the direction that the wind normally goes, yeah?
When we harmonize wind power plant, then we put 11 lead balls cooked in Agnihotra ash around the wind power plant, and then in the major wind direction, 5 and 10 meters, two lead balls, so it's 13. And then the energy comes down and moves in that direction. If not, the forest behind will die because there's no energy anymore. And some people did this, and it starts raining spontaneously.
Wow. And the towers we're talking about are the telephone, internet towers, or?
You just put 11 of these around,
Yeah.
and finish. And then I always write Agnihotra on the wind power plants and the towers. And Agnihotra is a spirit. And I ask the spirit to harmonize that thing, and it works. The women couldn't get to the tower because there was a fence around, and he said, took some ceramic, old, write Agnihotra on it, throwed it in, and said, please harmonize this. 20 minutes later, the service was there, and it won't run anymore.
Okay. So we're talking about the 5G here, yeah?
Yeah. Another woman in our course told us they built a new tower, and she put 11 lead balls around. Next day, they came and grabbed it away. Then she gets out, put 11 lead balls around. The next day, they came with the machine and grabbed it away. But she will win because once she's so much down, it falls around.
Okay. That's amazing.
Yeah. You can see, you can work with the slingshot also when you activate the water. If you don't go far away inside.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
All right. So is there any more pictures you wanted to show, or can I ask a few more questions?
So this is when the fish comes here. You see this?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. This was in Sardinia. In winter, they had no rain. In summer, and in winter, they had snow after activation.
Wow.
That was in the south of Tunisia. Snow. Summer 23, I was there.
Is it triple whale?
That's fun.
Killer whale.
Look, this is where we make the stones. We just put them in fire, and then look in that little pond. He put 4 activated stones, and a week later, it was like this.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Well
I think
done.
we are through with the...
I have to go, but because I have at 9 o'clock, I have an appointment. So I wish you a nice day, Brad. If you have some questions, you can ask me directly. And if you need something like spirit or something else, give me a call and we talk about it. Okay, have a nice day.
Oh,
bye.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Ciao.
See you, man.
Ciao, ciao.
Thank you.
And see, sometimes you have to swim out to bring the blocks out.
Yeah.
And this is also a little pond. And some days later, you see the difference like this and that.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in Tunisia, we just found these holes in the oasis where they fill the water in and it flows out. And there's still some water left, and so we put the glass beds in. And when we came 2 weeks later back, there were clouds all over.
Wow.
That's so. Okay. Ask the next question.
All right. Thank you. Can you please explain the science for the people who are big on science? Can you please explain the science behind the organ beam, the 2.0 and the 3.0?
Okay. The academic view.
Yeah.
The people know the organ accumulator where you sit in. And the NHS is like the organ accumulator. You have the steel part, then you have layers with wool fleet and steel wool. In the middle is paper always. And so the vibration gets more and more condensed, and you get the torus field through the form of the NHS. The same here. When you have this, we don't have wool fleet, but the carbon layer are little tubes and they accumulate the energy, the ether energy also. It went inside, and then with the alchemic mineral mix, they will form also the torus.
Okay.
The science behind this, your body has 37 degrees Celsius, and the skin is about 1 to 2 square meter. And normally by day, when you calculate this, then you lose between 15 and 25,000 kilocalories energy from your heat. Have you eaten once 300 blocks of chocolate for the day? That won't work.
No.
We eat 2,000 up to 4,000 kilocalories. Some people can get 4,000, but then it's still missing minimum 10,000. Where do they come from? And we accumulate them over the little hairs in here. The hairs are tubes, and they suck the ether energy into the leather skin, the lower part. There it gets condensed, and it's our life energy. And it's the same here in this. It's nearly the same. So there we get the energy from. And then everything which is positive and works, it has a pulse. It lives. And the pulse is life. And when the one stays out, it gets the energy and forms it and brings it through the glass in one direction, like a light. And so we get the function. Like a tree, the tree has the layer wet and dry and wet and dry and wet and dry. And you see the rings when you cut it off. It's the same as the NHS2. We just rebuilt the systematic of a tree.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the tree has the roots in the ground where it's wet, and the tube from the NHS is in the water, which is grounded. So the water attracts the ether energy and the orgone energy, and then it makes the torus. And everything with the torus is life, and everything with non-natural vibration kills you. Every non-natural vibration, like cell phone, like any technique, when it hits your body, it changes into heat. And this heat won't help us. And we just change it. We have a chip inside the NHS, and the chip makes an overlay over the frequencies. It changes the frequency structure. The frequencies works, but the field gets natural.
Okay, understood. I understand that very much. Now, my last question, and then I think Russell has some questions. Some people looked at the website and said, oh, there's a lot of claims on here, but not much evidence. Now, this is my website, but I assume on your website there's a lot more evidence. Could you please explain to the people, besides from the pictures you've already shown, what sort of evidence do we have to prove that this works? Like, I've seen it myself, but this is for the people who haven't seen it.
Okay, wait. We will have fun. Normally, when you see it with your own eyes, it's much better.
Yeah.
Warte mal. I have to try to find the right picture.
While you're doing that, I'll just show, this is before Agnihotra. This is the aura field, and this is after Agnihotra. There's 80% increase after Agnihotra.
Yeah.
Cool.
Look, in October I sent 2 organ beams and 2 NHS and some blocks to Israel. And in Israel, it took 6 weeks to get it out of the customs.
Wow.
So we had in October no rain, in November no rain, in December a little, and then it got the longest rain period in Israel since 30 years.
Wow.
He put 2 blocks, one in the Sea Genezareth and one in front of Haifa in the sea, and that's it. These 3 things, and these newspaper showed it.
Wow. That's evidence
Then,
right there.
yeah.
Yep.
And wait, I have to try to get it bigger.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. See the weather activation in Tunisia. We did it in the 1st to 30th December 22. And 23, the results. In 22, the rain was in Sus 77 millimeters, and the next year 345 millimeters. In Tresor, they had only 20, and now they had 54. That's very few, but it's more than double. In Midun, it's on Djerba, the island, they had nearly no rain, 39 millimeters, and they had 160. And in Libya, that just affected by the Tunisian activation, they had 1.6 millimeter in December 22, when we still activated, and then they had 151. It's 9,000% more.
9,000.
Yeah, and when you look at meteos.net, you can just watch. You can show the place, and if they have data, you will see it. And we have this all over.
Okay.
In Germany, at the beginning of December, all rivers were absolute maximum full, and they are still maximum full.
Wow.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't care about, I don't believe it.
Yeah.
They believe news on TV and don't ask anything.
So, I just discovered one more question. I met with a Hari Krishna farmer, an organic farmer, here in New South Wales, and he said, what will happen with the bugs and the pests with the Harmony Station? He said, will it bring more bugs, more pests? And I said, no, it'll harmonize this. Could you explain on an organic farm when you put one of these?
What are the animals for? Or the insects? When you have a garden and you grow salad and it's very bad ground and the quality of the food is not good, then the snail come and eat it. They help you to survive. When the energy level goes down, and it's lower than 3,000 bovis, then the big insects are gone, and it goes lower, and all the small insects are also gone. We had years in Germany, 10 years, you drive from Munich to Hamburg, and you don't have to clean the windscreen. And in the beginning of 2020, I wrote on my blog, this year we will have insects again. And the rain comes up, the energy goes up, and then the insects come back. And they will be created. They just develop on their own, like Reich showed this with the Bionin, with some tests where he gets grass in the water, and he showed there's a little blue lightning, and so little animals could get created.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they get more. And if wheat is just junk, when you get seeds from a wheat farmer which has wind power plants, then it has no energy, and they will eat this because you don't. That's not food. That is something, but not food.
Yeah. Cool.
The people with the organic normally look for the Brix level. The Brix is how much sugar is in the plant. Or like in the wine, you have this also. They call it Oechsle in Germany. And if the Brix level is on the right level, then the animal won't eat it. They leave it for you. A friend of mine who grows salad and things, he measured with all farmers around, with all their natural and Demeter and all bio and any marketing names. And the bricks level was always 2 in the salad, all the same. And he repaired his area, and the next year the bricks level was 6.5, and the year after it was 12, and the other one is 2.
Wow.
It's like this, totally different.
Ah.
Amazing.
And how did they do that?
Again,
How did they do that?
he on his ground, you need all minerals in the ground.
Right.
He had 20 years no warm, nothing inside, and he put azomite. It's from Utah on it, and he put some. You can also put Hieselgur, also Diatomenerde. There's a farmer in New Zealand who does this. But this works perfect. You need silica in the ground,
Yeah.
but when they spray in the aluminium, the silica is gone. And when you get more silica, then it starts again working.
Right.
Okay.
So I imagine
Now,
we're heavily depleted here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Heavily depleted here in Australia.
Mm-hmm. Here also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Russell, would you like to ask your questions now? I'm finished. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Urs, it's really
Okay.
Well, you pretty much covered a lot of the questions I was after. For other people, is the size of the bucket important? Does it need to be like up at 60 litres, or could it be 40 litres?
You take what you have.
Okay, yeah.
You can take 40, 60. Some people have huge and some people have little.
Right,
It works. It still works.
still works the same.
Yeah.
Yep.
You have to have the grounding. That's important. Or some people use a metal tube, so it's on the ground, no problem.
yeah.
Yep.
And I always drill a hole or put the grounding on that side. When you fill it up until it's until it lays over, so the grounding gets always wet,
Ah,
Yeah.
and the grounding gets better.
brilliant. Very smart. Yeah.
No, I'm lazy.
Okay. No, look, I think that's pretty much everything that I had written down. You've pretty much covered a lot of that.
All right.
Yeah.
I've got a few more things I can think of. The imaginary borehole under the 2.0. What's that for? The north and south hole that you recommend to dig?
The direction, how you place it? Or
Yeah.
what?
So when you the bucket, the 2.0 in the ground, in the manual it says put a north and south borehole.
You have 4 strings to fix it, and when you put these 2 things in one in north-south direction, it's like the pyramid, like the Cheops pyramid.
Ah,
All good. Got it.
okay. So the way that you fasten the cables should be in the direction north and south.
Right.
You
Yep.
can, it works still, but if it's perfect, some people say it makes a difference.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
Now, if you wanted to put more layers on 2.0, it would be more powerful.
You can do it. Look, one guy from Austria took the NHS3, put such a tube, put the NHS3 in, and make 40 layers around it.
Yeah.
And it's like an explosion. It's really strong. And then he brought it to me, and we pulled this whole system. And he had 3 of them there, and they were so big I nearly couldn't get it into the machine to pulse it.
Wow.
And it was so strong that I put it in the basement in the farthest away room. And when he came back, he put it in the back part of in the trunk of his car, and drove home.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
So, are you working on any new products that we might be interested here in Australia and New Zealand?
I still have some cloud generator, but you can't place the cloud generator if you have no NHS. Then you get flooding. And we have, since November, a cloud generator in Tunisia, and the rain goes up. We also placed 2 of them in Namibia, because in Namibia they get the rain from Botswana, from the east. It goes around South Africa and comes back. And in Botswana, they killed the nature. They put everything away. They are on the way to kill themselves. And they get money from Europe or from EU and Germany to do this, and they are so stupid to do it. Mm-hmm. And no rain from Botswana comes. Normally it comes from northeast or from east to Namibia, and there's no rain coming, nothing. And if we were there this year, they had no rain.
Wow.
But we were there, so they have rain.
Good news. So I spoke to you the other day about the La Nina and El Nina, the weather patterns that we get over here in Australia. Mm-hmm. Now, I was suspicious about these weather patterns because it seems as though that's always their excuse for having no rain or rain.
Yes.
Can you tell me, is this a real phenomenon?
If nobody does anything, this is a phenomenon. If you do something, this is just stupid. When we were in Namibia, in the Namib desert, they told us the Namib desert is the oldest desert. That won't work. It's like when your tire is flat in your car. After 5 minutes, you can repair it. After 6 weeks, no chance. No chance. This is stupid. If you do the right action, you see what works. I show you again some pictures. So these dunes are the most photographed dunes in the world. They are 300 to 400 meters high in Namibia. That's south of Thessalon. Sossusvlei is a canyon or a flat area. They have sometimes water, all some years. And last year it was totally drought. We had only 2 big area activations. One guy put it down, and the other way they steal it. So there was nothing anymore. And we start to activate from Windhoek down south to the Oranje River, and then in Lüderitz at the sea, and all water hole what we can find, and there's not much. And then that's right in the Namib desert. We put some things up to get clouds, and we get more and more clouds. And it looks like this. Then we go in the canyon, and in the canyon it was absolutely dry. You can walk through, and we walked, and Angela said, "Look there," and you see the water. There must be water. You see the lightning on the wall. And then we went away, and there was the water, just 2 meters wide, and we put some glass balls in. And the next day we walked a little around and found 2 places where they installed for the animals in the area some water places. And we activated them also. And you see them, Angela is right on the right end there. And here's the water, and I climbed up. And then That was the way, let me see. And this is 6 weeks later.
Good. The water's back.
Just in the
Yeah.
corners here, we put some glass balls that when the water comes, that it gets activated.
Wow.
And the last time it was 2021.
Okay.
And also, if there's no rain from Botswana, they have rain.
Okay. And the difference between the drinking glass balls and the glass balls for the rivers and the creeks?
Yeah, the drinking glass balls are much better. This is way better. If you use a glass ball like this and you have pain, you just glue it on the part where you have pain, and normally the pain goes down. It works great. You can use it when you put it. Some people have a tube where the water comes in and make a tea part, and right in this part they put a glass ball in, the good one. And so all water which flows through is perfect. It's very simple.
But it's more designed for drinking water, not for rivers and creeks. And
That guy always works every day. How can I get it be better? And they are 20 years old, the first one, and they are still working. So, no problem.
Very impressive. Well, great. That's a lot of valuable information that you've given us here, and you've been very good at helping us learn all about this, Urs. So thank you.
Yeah, let me show you 3 slides or 3 pages that the people see what happened. Let me see. This is this here. So here you see the weather, the water activation around the world. That is, whoops, I have to go on this one. There you see Australia. Whoop, that is your work, what you did.
Yeah.
The whole part. And New Zealand, where you started.
Yeah.
Perfect. Then you see that is all over the world here. This is Namibia, and Namibia are only very little water spots. Here on the lake or the sea, it's better, it's bigger, but this are just nothing. And here you see the big area activation around the world. There are some.
Yeah, this is the harmony stations and devices for the people.
This is Orgone Beam and NHS.
Yeah.
And then when you look the weather, look here, this is rain, and then let's go to Namibia.
What app is this? Is this windy that you're using?
This is Ventusky. VENTUSKY.com.
In English or German?
Any language.
Okay.
And then, when you take the forecast for a week, you see Botswana, no rain. And Namibia, got rain. And here where my cursor is, Cesium, let's see, we have to change. Oops. To go here. There, we made the photos. And normally, the rain stopped here, that line. And there was no rain. This is the skeleton coast, and there it's raining.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Beautiful. Good news.
And when you take the next week, it gets more and more, and see Botswana just a bit. And the skeleton coast is a huge rain.
Yeah. Good news. Yeah, well, in Australia, or in Sydney, before we installed the devices, maybe 5 months ago. It was
Yeah.
basically winter time, coming out of winter, and all our grass was yellow. All the trees was dying. Like, you look at the grass, it was very unhealthy. And then within a matter of 3 or 4 weeks after installing the Harmony station, things start to become greener and greener. And now everywhere I look in this whole area is just beautiful, lush green.
Yes, I got geese bubbles.
Good sign, yeah. So I'm very happy and with the results. And Russell is also tell us about what sort of
Yeah.
results you're getting up the Orgone Rivers, Russell.
Yeah, well, other parts of other areas around here are getting absolutely trashed and hammered, but around our area where we've got some stations set up, we've just got beautiful, soft, gentle rain. No big events or anything like that. Just, just beautiful weather. Yeah, and
Yeah,
and of course this is our wet season. Yeah, yeah. This is our wet season. And so we're getting
yeah.
lots of good rain, nice gentle rain. Yeah, so very happy. So on that same topic,
Yeah.
how are things in Germany overall, weather-wise? Good these days?
They try to dry out Germany, but I don't care about. We don't let them dry out.
Yeah.
You see here, Germany, it's always raining. They have systems in Poland installed, military systems, and in Sweden. And a year ago, we had 6 months east wind, which is
Oh,
not
look,
normal.
strange.
And when the east wind comes in, always they let it rain in Poland or in Sweden. And so nothing can get to us. So
Ah,
we had a new experience, and so we built a cloud generator. And now it's still raining, every day raining.
So
very good.
some people could say, why do I want rain? Why do we want so much rain? Can you explain to the people, after the land has been replenished with rain, it'll only rain again when it needs it. It's not going to just keep raining.
Look, when the clouds are there, the trees can call the rain and it comes down. They do it, not we do it. It's stupid to do it.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
called me from Mallorca, from the island. They have no rain. Normally it should be rainy season. So I sent them a cloud generator. They placed it. And it's a little one. It's so big, and if you see that, you think I'm stupid. And he put it up on Saturday, and Sunday they had rain.
Wow. And this is the cloud generator that you're talking about, the new one?
I have now 2 to 3 possible ways to do it, and it's so stupid simple. Nobody would believe it.
Yeah, yeah.
But we don't put pictures in the web somewhere, so we have no problem with black magic and all that stuff. If they don't know it, we are safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, in the next order, maybe we can get one here for Australia.
Yeah. I also will want to fill up all the sendings to the kilogram maximum with stuff.
Yeah.
So it's better to bring stuff over.
Yeah. Good. All right. Well, thanks again for your time, Urs, and your beautiful work.
Again, I show you one picture from Namibia, from the coast, where we activated, and we couldn't believe what there happened.
Okay.
No, it won't work. No, no, I can't. It hangs a little. Doesn't matter.
No.
Oh well.
Vielleicht muss ich den zumachen. Maybe now. Das takes a second. We were astonished when we saw this.
So after this slide, we'll finish up the video.
Yes.
And we'll share it for people to learn more.
And get involved.
Yeah,
Okay.
get involved.
Oh, I got it. That was north of Kopmund in Hentes Bay. They have always fog coming in, and we activated with the block and with the calcium block which we made there. And that was the first picture, and 10 minutes later we were on the way to go. We were 200-300 meters from the coast away, and you see the sky was like this. In 10 minutes,
Wow.
I had to stop and took the photo.
Yeah, I've seen this also when I put the block in the ocean, the weather just dramatically changed.
Yeah. And if you see this once, you can't believe it. It's,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
Great.
like magic.
Yeah. And I'm so happy that you do the work in Australia.
No, yeah, we really love doing this. I really feel like I've found my purpose, and it makes me very humble to do this work. And what about you, Russell?
Yeah, same. I'm very thrilled.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Urs. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
He's got more.
I got something more. That is normally should come in the beginning, but you will see it. You see this, and
The bird.
the bird, yeah.
It's like a magpie.
Yeah, it does. What's he doing?
This is the Australian bird. Then comes the German. And the German is wondering what they're doing upside down.
Well,
He's just getting right because we're on the bottom of the earth, you know. Up there, he's up the wrong way.
we're a bit slower to catch on.
I am the one who's hanging, or you?
Oh, that's so funny.
Good way to end with a good laugh. So yeah, and we also I want to. You've always got humour and making people laugh, and it's such a positive healing way of expressing love. So it's good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, good stuff. We'll see you later.
Thanks.
All right.
Thank
all
you.
the best. Bye bye.
All the best. Yes.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.